we love the fans because they make all this amazing fan art, like all of these things on Instagram.
Stunning.
There's like beautiful like graphic designs and like sketches and drawings and stuff like that.
And also like jewellery as well.
Yeah. Oh, they also the Queen's got these baubles from, I feel like Six is #1 fan. And they had these kind of like, each of them had their Queen's name on the baubles, which is really cool.
Oh,
amazing.
they're amazing.
Creative, incredibly creative.
Incredibly creative. They make amazing fan art. They do. I feel like this is gonna sound so sick. Has TikTok like become like much more of a thing since the last time we were at, yeah. So the whole like TikTok thing is like wild.
Yeah.
Like the amount of like lip syncs and all the cosplay and all like cartoons and all the corset videos and like that is like a wild thing and like another like platform for like the fans to like show off their incredible creativity. There's been some amazing like cool like covers of some of the songs that I really love on Instagram. And they've also just like, you know, as the Queen's gotten bigger, like it's just everyone's like still like really supportive of every new stage, which is really great. Very grateful.
In the song 6, when they do the recap of ex-wives in that bit before the final chorus, it's the end of the show, the history remix, we switched up the flow when we changed the prefix. Used to go, sung a couple songs about our crazy lives.
Which we were like, we spent ages being like, okay, we need to just find a way to say like, there's like a set way that people have like thought about or like conceived of the wives for like a long time. And we were like, what could that possibly be? And then we were like, everybody knows that there used to be 6, and it was like a lyric we'd used already a million times.
And we're like, let's like go back to that one.
Another thing, which maybe people don't know, is that the line "tall, large Henry VIII" is one that we kind of left in because like to sort of remind us that we're complete idiots. Now, whenever we're kind of like in a situation where someone says something like overly nice about the show or like kind of compares it to Hamilton or whatever, we're like, okay, we're getting too big for our boots.
Tall, large Henry VIII. Yeah, still exists. We're still fools. So.
Since the very beginning, yes, but not that many since making the album.
No, I guess the only ones are like when we do it abroad.
Yes.
So like a couple of like mates becomes bros and like
friends.
Or friends, and like Americanizing some of the words that wouldn't translate otherwise.
And in Australia, they say, "How are you going tonight?" instead of "How are you doing tonight?"
Do they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're like, "Sydney, how you going tonight?"
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did they do Australian accents?
They do this really weird fake Australian accent. It's really funny. Because they don't say "How you doing," they say "How you going."
How you going? But I think this is the album. Like the odd little thing here and there. A tweaks lyric.
We changed since my first son, our family's grown to my family's grown. Because people always think that like this Tudor Von Traps is like the 6 Queens, but it's like about her and Henry having lots of children and making a family band.
Also like poem about my greens, poem all about my greens. I feel like that kind of all saints. Is that set in stone now? Does it work?
It's set in stone in the stage version.
Right, okay. Is it poem? Or all about? It can't be all about. Right, is that what's on the album?
Because it's like poem, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, who sent me a poem?
Aragon definitely is Beyonce. She's the kind of Beyonce.
With elements of like J-Lo because of like that.
Bit of Shakira as well, some vibes.
Yeah.
And then Amber Lynn is Lily Allen, Kate Nash, a bit of Avril Lavigne girlfriend kind of vibes. And then Seymour kind of did a bit Adele meets kind of Sia, like or kind of like a Gaga like ballad rather than like a kind of Gaga style. And then Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Charlie XCX for Cleaves, Ariana and Britney are the main 2 for Howard, and then Alicia Keys, Emily Sandé.
Like a bit of Mary J. Blige and Lauryn Hill kind of thing. For Power as well. Those are the artists that we ripped off when writing 60 Musical.
Plagiarised directly from them.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So we obviously had our sort of palette of Queens originally, but now like all of the different performers bring their own different versions. Some 2 that come to mind are, I know that Andrea on Broadway, who plays Anne Boleyn, she takes a lot of inspiration from Billie Eilish as her Anne Boleyn.
Yeah.
And then I know that Brittany Mack, who plays Cleves on Broadway, takes a lot of inspo from Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, and Lizzo.
And Lizzo. Yeah.
Lizzo, yeah. I'm trying to think if there are any like. Oh, I guess like Abby's is there's like Celine Dion up in there and like some like country vibes to some of the qualities she does and yeah, so yeah, it's just like because the different people bring in the different queens, the palette does increase, but also like, people like new people who like because Billie Eilish and Lizzo were they like as
she
big,
was Billie Eilish was 7 when we first wrote 6. We wrote it at university when we were taking it to the Fringe, and like that was as far as we thought about it, like at all. I feel like once we had a conversation, we were like, imagine if like someone from London came and then like they were like, you should do the show for like a week in a like Fringe theatre in London, and we were like, oh, and then we were like, no, like that's so ridiculous. We can't even let ourselves think that. That's like so stupid and like what the hell, like nothing that would ever happen.
So anything from that point onwards has sort of been like unbelievable and ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think actually the longevity of it, like, because I feel like we just kept being like, oh, it's gonna disappear, but actually, even though we've like had this whole pandemic and then it's like, you know, it's on again in various places, and obviously we don't take it for granted, and obviously it could disappear at any moment, but the fact that it's like the resilience of it and the resilience of our companies and the way that people are still engaged with that.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of thought it would like be like woohoo on the West End for a bit, and then everyone would like stop caring and stop turning up. But the fact that it's on in the West End now and like in a bigger theatre and people are still selling out, is like bizarre.
Yeah, no, it is really well, and also like, you know, given like the pandemic, the fact that like that huge, you know, thing happened, and the fact that we're like still back and still doing it and it's still growing and going to other places, it's just it's like the longevity of it, right? Oh, and also something that surprised me is how many theatres has now been in London.
Yes, that's true.
We're on our third.
Sorry, on our third in London. No, our fourth if you count Kingston.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, but honestly, thank you
for
so much for watching, and also thank you to like everyone that likes Six and continues to post about it and like listen to it. It's really like warms the cockles of our cold hearts. How do I be sincere?
Thank you.
It's to me.